Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to the last meeting before our midterm. This is critical reading and literacy class. We are going to continue our discussion about facts and opinions, but now we are going to go to the more problematic one, which is opinion. So we are going to discuss problems with opinions, logical fallacy. I think most of you must heard about logical fallacy before. Either you find it in some social media or you even do this in your daily life, but we are going to discuss further logical fallacy. So why do we make logical fallacy? Yeah, we get used to make arguments and opinions in our daily life. However, there are some claims that we made that are based on assumption, or maybe the way we make reasoning towards our claim has a gap or has a void in the claim itself. So some situations made our argument sounds fail. It can be because of many things. It can be about the culture that uphold our daily life. It can be about our unnecessary understandings, or it can be about our lack of knowledge about the claim that we made. Less reading, for example. So fallacy, in short, is an illogical step in formulating an argument or an opinion. So there are some steps that we might miss, or there are some steps that we ignore to do. Okay, so let's try to find out. This can be some visual images or visual imagery of logical fallacies that you can find it in social media. The first one is about this: men to the left because women are always right. Women are always right, since that all women in this world are always right and all men are not right. So this can be included as logical fallacy because there are some issues about that. We're going to discuss further about types of logical fallacies. And then the next one, we have all boys are the same. All boys in the world are the same. It can be, it can include our brother maybe, or our best friends who are boys. So these two are called as logical fallacy. We try to overgenerating something doing another thing. And then we have also this one, more doctors. Doctors, those people who are in campaign of a healthy lifestyle, people who always suggest us to avoid bad things such as smoke for our health. So here the advertisement mentioned doctors, more doctors smoke camels than any other cigarette. So camels, here you may have this cigarettes advertisement until today. So this is not a new advertisement. This advertisement existed around 90s, yeah, 1995. So by which most of the people believe that by smoking it can improve the legitimacy of men in the environment. And then we have this one also, British people be like, right, look at this beautiful bloody work of art. So in this case, there is something that is labeled to someone actually, but then turns out it is often generated to be a label for everyone, in that type. So for example, all doctors smoke camels. All British people will have this kind of pronunciation. So yeah, this calls logical fallacy. There is illogical steps when we do or when we make these arguments or opinions. So there are actually a lot of types of logical fallacies, but today we are going to focus on top four. Why do I say top four? Top four means that this is the top one, mostly happen in Indonesia. So, or mostly made by many people. So here, the first one is appeal to authority, means that people listen and believe and even trust, blindly trust sometimes, to someone famous or powerful. So appeal to authority is almost similar to appeal to celebrity. So even to celebrity who has no connection with what's being endorsed. So for example, since I was born until I live for maybe 25 years, I never think about being pretty. I never think about being white, or I may say it is whether it is necessary to be white or to whiten my skin. However, because since I was in my teenagers until I live for 25 years, then I have a crush. I become a big fan of an artist, for example, and then this artist has a campaign to promote whitening skin, and then suddenly I concerned to whiten my skin. So, for example, it's the brand Opera uses, right? So in Indonesia, it might be about iPhone. So whenever it is about iPhone, then some appeal to other people who appeal to authority believe that iPhone is the most expensive. iPhone will change the social status because we will look rich, we will look great with the brand. And then it has BTS label in the chicken nuggets. I'm sure that you're familiar with this phenomenon in Indonesia. And then the last one, women have to be smart because Maudi Ayunda said so. Even when Maudi Ayunda only suggests that made a campaign, let's learn and be smart. But it doesn't mean that all women need to do that. So here, the main fallacy is on because the reasoning. The claim might be true, women have to be smart. However, the reasoning here to support the claim is logical fallacy. Only because Maudi Ayunda said so. Well, you can bring this reasoning into a less logical fallacy when you mention, for example, women have to be smart because in the future, the responsibility of every person depends on everyone's self. It's not that women depends on men or men depends on women, but everyone should have their very own responsibility to survive. That is why women have to be smart, or women have to be smart because it makes them less risky to some criminals or some crimes. So instead of appealing to celebrity or authority, in this case is Maudi Ayunda, yeah, you better have more logical reasoning instead of making logical policy. Jadi appeal to authority itu intinya kita sangat percaya, kita kadang-kadang dibutakan ya, percaya banget kepada seseorang yang kita anggap terkenal atau sangat berkuasa. Kayak gitu, misalnya tadi ya iPhone, kemudian BTS. Pokoknya asal ada BTS aku pasti beli. Pokoknya asal itu Opera aku beli. Pokoknya asal itu iPhone aku akan nabung kayak gimana pun, yang penting aku punya iPhone. So appeal to authority is something like that. And then ad hominem, number 2 is ad hominem. This means that when we subtly or overtly distorts a person's character. Jadi ini ad hominem tuh serangannya tuh personal, very personal. Character, destroying their credibility, even we know that the person is credible, but we make our argument seem to be valid, bahwa these people are are not good. These people are less. So regardless their arguments valid, regardless their reasoning are full of evidence, regardless they have made a very good speech, regardless many good things that this person does, yet when you put ad hominem, you will try everything to attack this person personally, so that it sounds like this person is very wrong for everything good that they have done. So for example, I was surprised that you agree with her. She's kind of an extremist. Okay, so maybe what she said is right, what she said is valid, yet you have a distortion to her, so that you said she's an extremist. And then this person, when you say this statement to a person and that person hear you, maybe they can change or switch their agreement towards the person you are talking. Okay, and then the next one, I will never trust Chinese because they are communist. So this sounds to be very harsh. However, these statements are everywhere in the media. If you are not able to identify, oh, okay, this is logical fallacy, then it might lead you into thinking the same, thinking that this is right, this is correct, especially when you have appeal to authority. So when these statements, these ad hominem, are spoken by an authorized person, you can imagine what happened. You will trust every ad hominem things that that person said, simply because you believe that someone has the authority. Jadi kalau ad hominem ini diucapkan oleh seseorang yang punya otoritas, it will give you deterrent impact. Ya. It will give you a, what is that? An illogical impact as well. You will trust anything that the person said. Ya, kalian akan percaya aja gitu sama yang dikatakan oleh orang yang punya authority ini, padahal yang dia katakan adalah ad hominem gitu. Remember, they are Muslim. They never share peace, right? So the beginning of phobia, Islamophobic, Asian phobic, it started from ad hominem that are spoken by unauthorized people or authorized person. Okay, false dilemma number 3. A false dilemma assumes that there are only two options exist. There is no other options. It seems like you have only two options left. You have no other option other than the two. For example, it depends on you. You choose me or her. Either you agree with me or you hate me. You must understand that this does not work like that. Okay, if you don't agree with someone, it doesn't mean that you hate that someone, right? If you are angry with someone, it doesn't mean that automatically you hate that one, right? And then the last one, if you choose him, you will either be the enemy of the people or be silent. Okay, so I'm sure that we are familiar with this. Okay, and the last one is hasty generalization, when we are rushing to conclusion based on incomplete information. We used to call this also as jumping into conclusion. Our claims and our reasonings are not yet settled, but we make a conclusion that this is very horrible. This is called as logical fallacy. I give you 3 examples. The first one, Maudi Ayunda is excellent in speaking English. Okay, she is from a rich family and then attends international institutions. Thus, rich people will be able to speak English. Oke, Maudi Ayunda tuh jago loh bahasa Inggris. Dia dari keluarga yang kaya dan sekolah di sekolah-sekolah internasional. Oleh karenanya, orang kaya tuh bisa bahasa Inggris. Makanya kalau mau kaya, kalau mau bisa bahasa Inggris, Jadilah orang kaya. Okay, you get the point, yeah? This is hasty generalization. It's not settled. The claim and the reasoning, claimnya Maudy Ayunda is excellent in speaking English. And then the reasoning, she is from a rich family and attends international institutions. This is confusing. How can you say that when someone is rich, then automatically this one is able to speak English? No, right? What about attends international institution? Okay, that might cause us to be able to speak English, but the rich family, no. The worst thing is that being rich is the arguments that is chosen to be the concluding remarks. Okay, this is not nice. The next one, my boyfriend always rejects my phone call when he is at work. He has a crush in his office. These two are claims. There is no reasoning. And then suddenly the conclusion, indeed, all men are the same. Okay, right. The next one, my girlfriend is beautiful, but she cannot cook. Okay, this is claim. All women must be able to cook. Who said this? This is also a claim. There is no reasoning. Suddenly, jump into conclusion, somehow the nowadays girls are too dependent. Okay, we have this in everywhere, in everyday's conversation, in everyday's media. So I hope that after this, you will understand that this kind of opinions, this kind of argumentation is called logical fallacy because it is hasty generalization. And I wish you not to make this kind of logical fallacy. Okay, so for your exercises, try to recognize these types of fallacies, and you can write the answer as well as the reason. Answer and the reason. For example, number one is included as slippery slope or included as ad hominem. You must explain the reason why. Okay, so put that in your Microsoft Office in document and then submit it to the given platform in Google Classroom. See you next time. Thank you. Assalamualaikum and bye-bye.